Suzanne, thank you so much for showing me about making a little dolly. And I would love for you to share some of the dolls that you've made to give us an idea of what possibly lies ahead.
Oh, great. Hi, Kathleen. Yeah, it's lovely to be here. I have some of my dolls that I've made previously. Now, these are Waldorf dolls and they're 18-inch dolls. So we have a little blonde girly here, and we have a redhead, and then we have purple, and then we have Bobby in his little Aran jumper.
Beautiful. And all of those limbs can move, and they're very realistic, I must say. So the doll that we're going to make is like a foundational one, really, before we make the bigger
Exactly.
ones.
It's a very basic, it is in the Waldorf style. It's a basic pouch doll, and it's to give us a feeling for the wool, the beautiful carded
Mm.
wool, which warms up in your hands as you work with it. And you can smell the lanolin off it, which I personally love.
Hmm.
Um, and when you make these dolls, the wool itself eventually will absorb the house smell, the smell of the family. And that's why they're so comforting to babies and small children because they will hold that homey um, aroma.
That's amazing. I really, really feel that.
Yeah. So the
So,
pouch doll, it introduces us into the concept that the Waldorf Dolly's head is it's essentially a wool, carded wool rolled into the shape of a ball, and then it's covered with white cotton stockinette,
mm,
and we use a very simple system of cotton thread to shape the face um,
ah,
and give that indentation where the eyes go.
so
And that is
before the skin color goes in,
before
a
the skin color goes.
strong cotton thread.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it gives the Waldorf doll its shape. Now, the larger dolls, which I've showed you, do have an additional feature of the nose, but that would be for another workshop down the road. These little dollies are very basic. It's just to give you a feel for it and to get your confidence up as well, especially when trying a new skill. Um, and the velour that we've chosen is very soft and very pleasant in the hand.
It's lovely.
Um, yeah,
It's
it's
lovely.
lovely. Yeah. And carded wool is really the only thing I would use to make any sort of soft toy. There's no comparison to how a doll feels
Mm.
when it's stuffed with carded wool or when it's stuffed with just your bog standard synthetic stuffing. It just feels completely different. It's a different weight, and um, the carded wool is what's
Is the
one of the
thing.
most
Yeah.
pleasing elements of it. Yeah,
It speaks to you in ways that it's natural. I guess it's natural.
it's natural.
And the
Yeah,
size of this little doll that we're going to make is hand size, and you can put it
yes,
in your pocket. And
yes,
you've placed beautiful colors in this as well that would be for the hair, right?
yes.
So we
That's
have a
right.
choice of hair colors that goes with every kit that is part of this project.
That's right. Yes, I chose. That's a selection of mohair, actually mohair wool, and again, that is a natural product, and yeah, it feels nice.
Yeah. And so it seems you know the preparation that you've done is you've created these little hats that will go onto
Right.
the wee head
Yeah.
and then the body that goes there. Um, is it easy for first timers or will it
I
take
would think
ages?
I don't think it'll take ages. I think it's an achievable project. Obviously, you would have to have the skill, the very basic skill of being able to thread a needle, you know, and being able to do um, a basic stitch. Now we have included instructions in it for a ladder stitch, and a ladder stitch is not hard to master. It's kind of when you pull it tight, it's not visible. So it's a very
Mm-hmm.
nice, clean way to attach the head onto the body. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
And
we could learn that over the
you
internet,
could,
over a
and
Zoom call.
exactly. And the ladder stitch, you'll find that once you've learned it, um, you'd use it in all sorts of things, when putting up a hem or anything that you find that you just need to grab a quick stitch. You'll be amazed with yourself that you can do it and how when it's done, it's not a visible stitch. It's very tidy. So it's not essential. I mean, if you didn't know how to do it, you could still make your doll. But why not add in another little skill? If you can use a needle and thread, anybody can do.
Well, I must admit, I'm one for watching videos online of people sewing and making things, and this is an opportunity that I'm really grateful for to learn from you how to make a little doll.
Great.
And we're going to go for it for 2 sessions, and they are in one day. It allows for a good gap in the middle for you to take a breather and
Yeah.
get some food and things. Um, so you don't need any experience. The materials are really ready to go. And
They,
if, from my perspective, to be in a really good mood, or at least to have good intention to be in a good mood, helps because there's no point in being frustrated while you're doing it. But it's okay if you get frustrated. But,
yeah. Well,
what's it
it,
like when you're making a doll? Does it bring you to a peaceful place?
100%. I mean, it is a slow stitch. Um, Now, this doll can be made entirely by hand, um, just to save time for the class. I pre-made the hats and the bodies, um, but it is entirely possible to make this dolly with just a needle and thread. Yeah.
Slow stitch movement. I like it. I'm really, really keen on slow culture.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe we can just say that's good for now, and
Yeah.
it's got the word out to let people know who are curious a little bit about us. I haven't really heard too much about you. Would you mind adding a little, or how familiar are you with all this making dolls?
Right. Well, like with a lot of things, Kathleen, I am self-taught, and I work in a community preschool in Dublin, and uh, I'm there a long time. I'm there over 10 years, and my job, they certainly know that I sew. I love to sew. I love to create. And I'd say about 4 years ago, um, my job asked me, would I make a special doll for a special attendee? And this little girl had a specific skin condition, which meant that she didn't look like other children. And it was suggested to me that I make her a Waldorf doll, um, because a blonde, blue-eyed, permanently smiling doll made of plastic wouldn't speak to this child. She didn't look like that. And I took the challenge. Once I'd never heard of Waldorf dolls, and the explanation as to why their faces are so minimal. Really, it's just, two dots for the eyes and one for the mouth. And that is to enable the child to use their imagination. So the child can decide, what mood the doll is in. And it can be used really as a source of comfort to a child. If they're not feeling too good, their dolly, they can interpret that with their dolly. So I made the doll, and I found that I really enjoyed it. And I did what I usually do, which is to absolutely devour everything I could find on the internet and books. And I joined Facebook groups, and I spoke to other doll makers from around the place, including the Netherlands. And uh, I actually had enrolled in a doll making workshop in Belgium just before lockdown, but that didn't come to pass. Um, but then in the meantime, I just settled down, and I started to make them, and I love them. I think they have their own little personalities. I really do.
Yeah, they definitely do. Well, I hope that people who are watching this will book now because we've just got one more week before getting these mailed out. So, in order to get them to anyone interested, we need to know now. And we'll see you on the 20th of November, Sunday morning and late afternoon for two sessions, about an hour and a half each. And it's going to be very special. I've never done anything like this before, and to do something like this in company means it gets done. Otherwise, it's just on the I'd love to do that list.
Yeah. And encouragement as well, you know.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Suzanne.
Okay, thank you, Kathleen.